Shanti Bernstein. Today I will be trying to persuade you all to allow prisoners voting rights. And honestly, I just feel like this is a great topic for me, being that my major is criminal justice, all while trying to make the criminal justice system a better system. Unfortunately, I will be talking a little faster today to be able to make my cutoff time. Why am I trying to persuade? Because I believe that it is imperative that convicts be allowed to vote in order to maintain democratic values and promote reintegration into the society. Refusing prisoners the opportunity to vote contributes to their continued marginalization and exclusion, undermining the democratic principle that each and every citizen's voice counts. By keeping inmates connected to the community and its laws, voting rights promote civic engagement and assist in their rehabilitation. Additionally, it makes sure that the collective will of all citizens, including those who are incarcerated, shapes laws that impacts everyone, reflecting a more equitable society. In my PowerPoint, I will be going through the human rights perspective, rehabilitation and integration, democratic principles, and the historical context and discrimination. And from a human rights perspective, prisoners ought to be allowed to vote, since denying someone the right to vote goes against the fundamental tenets of democratic government and human dignity and universal suffrage. A number of international treaties and declarations, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states that everyone has the right to participate in their government, recognize the right to vote as a fundamental human right. From a rehabilitation and integrative perspective, giving convicts the ability to vote is critical for promoting social involvement and a sense of responsibility. Voting validates their status as citizens with a stake in demographic processes, giving inmates a positive method to interact with society, and it makes them feel invested in the future of the community. It also encourages positive conduct and lower recidivism rates, because incarcerated people who vote are more likely to feel accountable and like they belong, which helps them reintegrate into society as law-abiding citizens to the public. Democratic principles perspective, prisoners should be able to vote, as democracy is predicted on the idea that everyone has a say in how their community is run. Disenfranchising inmates increases socioeconomic inequality and undercuts democracy's inclusiveness, especially considering how it disproportionately affects unprivileged communities. And lastly, the historical context and discrimination. Discriminatory policies that have historically disproportionately affected unprivileged communities, especially persons of color, which I'm not saying, that's what it is, but mostly that's where it comes from. But I mean, with people being, incarcerated, black or white, they all still don't have the privilege to vote. These groups have long been denied full participation in the political process, and their exclusion from voting is frequently a continuing of structural injustices. Numerous legislations intended to stifle the political strength of minorities gave rise to voting restrictions for inmates. We readdress these historical injustices to strive toward a more inclusive and equitable democracy by granting inmates the ability to vote again. With this adjustment, discrimination's legacy is lessened and everyone is given an equal chance to shape the laws and impact their daily lives. And just for my conclusion, ensuring voting rights for all people, irrespective of their incarceration status, promotes the value of fairness and equality. And as we've all said, or I won't say that we all said, but it's been said that every 1% counts. So I really feel that it's vital for prisoners to be able to still vote, even though, they're not in the community. They still should be able to vote and have the same rights as people that's not incarcerated. Also, like I said, it could help with better behavior in the jails. It could cut down less time for them. But I thank y'all. Thanks for listening.